नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणी। उमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वर परमः कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर्गोविंद सर्वकारण कारणम्। Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge by which we can directly perceive ourselves, Pratyaksha Bhagamam Dharmyam. And now we are successfully studying in the 11th chapter, Vishwarupa. We are going to understand about Krishna's universal form very clearly in this chapter. The Song of God, Bhagavad Gita. In this, Krishna is teaching us very clearly that we need to give up all attachments in this material world. It's very important because the attachments are binding us. If you are having any attachment, so that means that is the meaning of attachment is bondage. That's what we can say, that attachment means it is bondage to this material world. So all kinds of attachments we need to give up completely. But how to do that? That's what Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. How we can give up all attachments in this material world. How is that possible? That's what we are understanding in this Bhagavad Gita. Because once we study and understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, that means we know, without any doubt, we will know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Once we know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord and our Supreme Father, He is everything. Pitaham asya jagato mata data pitamaga. That's what we will understand it. Krishna is everything. Once that knowledge we get it. And once we understand that we are not the body, we are the soul, because no college, no university is teaching or giving us the knowledge that we are the soul. It's all based on matter, what we perceive, what we see in this material world, what we observe. All the science, technology, everything what we use is only based on that knowledge what we have. Unfortunately, 999 out of 1000 are not able to realize and see, understand that we are the soul. That's very unfortunate. We need to have that knowledge. So that means we need to act with that knowledge. Having that knowledge means we need to act with that knowledge that we are the soul. I am the soul. You are the soul. Everyone is soul. So that means we have to do what is good for ourselves. Without the knowledge in this material world, we are going after material attachments and we are planning so many things to live permanently in this material world, but that is not going to happen to anyone. People are too much attached, even at the age of 60, 70, 80, so much of attachment. In fact, right from birth, we should not be attached to this material world at all. Without knowing, without understanding that our time is going to come to an end. And when that time comes, our life is going to come to an end, means we are going to forcibly, we have to give up everything in this material world. All attachments, whatever we have, everything will be taken away by force. That's not a good thing. Having so much of attachments and at the time of death, we have to give up all of them. That's not the good thing. That's not the right thing. One should be intelligent enough to understand that this life is temporary and it's also miserable. So one should have the knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita and have the intelligence that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and when we go there, we are going to enjoy forever with Krishna. So that knowledge we should have. So that way we should give up all the attachments now itself, voluntarily. Like voluntary retirement, correct? Something like that, voluntarily detachment. That's what is very important. So we have to retire from this material world. That means we need to give up all attachments to everything in this material world. So that means we should not be having any other activities, focusing anything in this material world with attachment. That is possible only with this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. What we are studying and understanding from this Bhagavad Gita, that's what is going to take us to that level. So that means, for example, we finished the 10th chapter, the opulence of the Absolute. We understood very clearly how Krishna is the Supreme Lord, how he has expanded everywhere. So that's what we are going to now study and understand in the 11th chapter also, the Visvarupa. So we know that very well by studying all these chapters, including the 12th chapter, that Krishna is both unmanifested form and also Krishna is a person. Krishna is both a person and impersonal. He has got both features, personal and impersonal feature. That's why Arjuna in the 12th chapter, the very first sloka itself, asking Krishna that evam satata yuktaye bhajatam pritipu. So Arjuna is asking that that is those who are always engaged in your devotional service, thinking that you in worshipping when you are as a person, and echapi avyaktam aksharam. So those who worship the unmanifest form, so tesam ke yoga vittamaga. So that's what evam sadata yuktaye bhaktasvam paripasate echapi aksharam avyaktam tesam ke yoga vittamam. So of them, who is the most perfect in yoga? So satata yuktaye bhaktasvam paripasate. So satata yuktaye means always engaged in your devotional service. That's what is very important. Satata yuktaye. So one should be engaged in Krishna's devotional service all the time with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, understanding that Krishna is a person. Krishna is the supreme person. Krishna is Purushottam. That's what Krishna says. Bhavbhuta sargau lokosmin deva asrat vavimau purushau loke ksharascha akshara evacha. Dvavimau Purusha Loke Charascha Akshara Eva. Sharaga Sarvani Bhutani Bhutastu Akshara Uchate. So, Purusha, two kinds of Purusha. Dvav means two types of Purushas. Dvavimau Purusha Loke. So, that is Kshara and Akshara. So, all the living entities in this material world are Kshara. They are fallible. And those who are in the spiritual world, they are Akshara, infallible. But Krishna is saying that Yasmat Ksharam Atitoham Aksharatapicha Uttamaha Atosmi Loke Vedecha Pratitaha Purushottama. So Krishna is both above Kshara and Akshara, and he is celebrated as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in all the worlds. That's what we need to understand. So we need to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's what is very important. So with that knowledge only, we can actually go to Krishna. That's what is very important. We need to have that knowledge. So we need to understand that by studying this Bhagavad Gita, by understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then we will be able to go to Goloka. That's what we can do. So Krishna says that very clearly. Once we know that he is the Supreme Person, so that means we are going to render devotional service only to Krishna with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So that way we won't commit any sins. That's what is very important, because without the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, whatever actions we do, we are committing sins. That's very bad. That's going to bind us. So all kinds of sinful actions when we commit, when we do, so that means that is going to react. So that means we have to suffer for our sinful actions. That's what we need to do. That's the reason we are here. The reason we are born here because of our sinful acts in the past lives. Because we are bonded to this material world. So we can eradicate all the sins. We can actually come out of all the sins only by focusing on Krishna. Only by surrendering unto Krishna. Only by doing all the activities as an offering unto Krishna. Sarve pete yajna vito yajna kshapita kalmasha. Yajna sistamrita pujo yanti brahma sanat. That's what Krishna says. So, by knowing all kinds of this yajna, sarve pete yajna vito. Yajna kshapita kalmasha. So, by performing all these yajnas, we will be freed from all sins. Yajna kshapita kalmasha. So at that point of time, we will be able to Yajna Sistamrita Pujo. We will be able to experience the Amrita, means the life without death. Yajna Sistamrita Pujo. So that means where we can experience that by entering into Krishna's well. Yanti Brahma Sanatam. That's what is very important. We should be able to enter into Krishna's well. Yanti Brahma Sanatam. So, that if we do that, then our life, we will be able to free ourselves from all the bondage. We will be able to free ourselves from all the sins. So directly by surrendering unto Krishna, that is going to happen. That's what we need. That's what Krishna says. That even if one commits the most sinful actions, but if he becomes a devotee of Krishna, if he is engaged in Krishna's service all the time, so then he is quickly going to become righteous and he is going to attain everlasting peace of mind. Apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyabhat sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito visa. Apichetasi papebhyaga sarvebhyaga papakrittamaga sarvam jnana plavena iva vrijinam santarishishu. So that's what is very important. Because everyone is forced to commit sins. It's very clear when Arjuna himself told Krishna that by what one is impelled to sinful acts, unwillingly as if engaged by force. That's what Arjuna is asking Krishna. Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushagam anichanapi varshneya baladivan yojita. So that's what Arjuna is asking. By what one is impelled to sinful acts, unwillingly as if engaged by force. That's what we need to know. Only kama and krodha. So we should not have that. So that means we are going to be forced to commit sins. So we need to have only prema and bhakti, only love on Krishna. We should love Krishna and we should have devotion unto Krishna. Then only we can escape. We can free ourselves from our eternal enemy. We can conquer our eternal enemy. That's what Krishna says there. So Krishna says very clearly, that is, by understanding this, we need to conquer our eternal enemy. Jagi Satru Mahabhago Kama Rupam Durasam. Evam Buddhe Param Buddhva Samstabhyatmanam Atmanaga. Jagi Satru Mahabhago Kama Rupam Durasam. That's very important. We have to control our mind. We have to focus our mind on Krishna. We have to depend only on Krishna. So it's only by fully depending on Krishna, by completely surrendering unto Krishna, then only we can control our mind. So then only we can conquer our eternal enemy. So that's what is very important. Samstabhyatmanam atmanaga jagi satru mahabhav. So what is important is that we need to first control our mind. We need to focus our mind on Krishna only. Then only we can conquer this eternal enemy, which is in the form of lust. So that's why this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is very important. Studying this Bhagavad Gita and spreading this message is very important. And associating with devotees and rendering devotional service unto Krishna as a team of devotees is very important. So all these things will take us closer to Krishna. All these things will take us to control, will help us to control our mind. So once our mind is controlled, then everything will be fine. Then afterwards we are not going to commit sins. That's what is very important. Sanischayena yoktavyo yogo anirvinna chetasa sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva sarvana chetasaka manassaivendriya gramam viniyamya samantata. That's what is very important. Sanair uparame bhaktya dhriti grihitaya atma samstam manakritva nakinchit apichinti. So atma samstam manakritva, we have to keep our mind within ourselves. That means we should not be thinking about anything else. Nakinchit api chintaye. That's what is very important. So manasamyamya machitto. So control your mind only by thinking about me. That's what Krishna is teaching. So that way, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita only, slowly and steadily, we will be able to make progress towards Krishna. So this is a very rare opportunity we got, and very great opportunity we got, and we are able to study and understand and enjoy this Bhagavad Gita every day. And the very important task that is in front of all of us is to identify devotees. That's what is very important service we can do to Krishna. We can do to ourselves. We can help ourselves to go to Goloka simply by identifying the devotees. There are not many, only 1 in 1,000. There are so many religions. They have a lot of methods, ways to propagate their religions and converting people from one religion to others. And they are spending a lot of money. They are using all kinds of tactics to do all such things. But our business is not like that. We know that there are only 1 in 1,000 can become a devotee of Krishna. So we have to identify that only 1 in 1,000. So that's a very important service in front of us. Very important service. So we have to take that as our primary service in our life. So that is what we need to do. So once we do that, then by Krishna's mercy, Krishna is guaranteeing that. Krishna is guaranteeing that that we will get devotional service, devotion unto him. Krishna is guaranteeing that we will go to him. That's what is very important. Yayidam paramam guhyam madbhakte swabhidasiti bhaktim mayi param kritva mamevesiti asamsayaga. What else we need? Krishna says that if you go and give this knowledge to his devotees, this most confidential knowledge to his devotees, so then Krishna says that bhakti mayi param kritva mamevesiti asamsayaga. So we are going to, our devotional service unto Krishna is very much guaranteed, and we are going to go to Krishna. There is no doubt about it. Mamevesiti asamsayaga. So he will come to me. There is no doubt about it. So that's why this very important service we all need to do. That means identifying the devotees and asking them to come and join our Bhagavad Gita class. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, now we are successfully studying in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So the universal form, what Krishna is here, Arjuna asked Krishna to show his universal form, and then Krishna is responding. Krishna is replying to Arjuna. So that's what we started studying. So in the 11th chapter, 4th shloka, we studied that. Arjuna asked Krishna, Manyase tachakyam maya drashtum iti prabhu yogeshvara tato me tvam darshayatmanam avyayam. Manyase yadi tachakyam maya drashtum iti prabhu yogeshvara tato me tvam darshayatmanam avyayam. So Arjuna is telling Krishna that, oh Prabhu, oh Lord, if you think that I can see your universal form, so maya drashtum, if you think I am able to see, then, oh Yogeshwara, please show your that eternal form, your universal form. Please show that to me. Yogeshwara tato me tvam darshayatmanam avyayam. That's what Arjuna told. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. So, in the next shloka, Krishna started talking. That's what we studied. Krishna told, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Pashyame Partha Rupani Satostam Sahasrashagha Nana Vidani Divyani Nana Varna Krutini Cha. O Partha, look at my form. Pasyame, see my form. Partha, Rupani Satosta Sahasrasaga, hundreds of thousands of different rupas. Satosta, Sahasrasaga, hundreds of thousands. Sato means 100. Sahasra means 1,000. Hundreds of thousands of rupas, forms, which are many different forms. Nana Vidani Divyani, many different divine forms. Nana Varna Krutini cha. So with various colors, wonderful colors, Nana Varna Krutini cha. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see my opulences. See now my opulences. Hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. That's what Krishna says. But Krishna is saying in the next shloka that you cannot see that with your eyes. That's why I'm giving you divine eyes to see that. That's what Krishna says. So here, Pasyadityan Vasudran. Even next only Krishna says, but here Krishna is still continuing that. Pasyadityan Vasudran Ashvinau Marutastata Bahuni Adishtapuvani Pasyacharyani Bharata. So, see the Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Aswinis, Marutas, everyone. Bahuni adrishta purvani. So what you have not seen in the past, adrishta purvani. So many such forms. Pasyaschariani. So Ascharyani, all the wonderful forms, Bharata you see. That's what Krishna says. So, because in the previous chapter, in the 10th chapter, Krishna said that Adityanam Aham Vishnu, so Vasu, Rudranam Sankarascha. So Marichi, Marutascha, all such things Arjuna, Krishna told. So that's why here Krishna is telling Arjuna that you see all such, everyone in my form, you see them. So that's what Krishna says. Oh, best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. That's what Krishna tells Arjuna. So, by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 6th sloka in the 11th chapter. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, 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 Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, 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 Ram, Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Ani Pepper Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Yes,
I do have questions about these divine eyes that we're to be given. Maybe every time I read this, I think about the fact that I know, for instance, Srila Prabhupada can go around talking about it, but when disciples asked him if he saw Krishna, he did acknowledge that he did. And obviously, he was a liberated soul. I mean, he was pure devotee. He was, everything. But what I'm trying to understand is as we progress in Krishna consciousness, as we become more and more pure, whether in this lifetime we get there or the next or whatever, do we have hope, or should we even desire to see Krishna, to actually see him? When he talks about his universal form or his many forms, I mean in any form, or when he says he gives us divine eyes, does he just mean for us to be more and more aware of him in this material world that he's created? What is he telling us? What is it that we are about our perception of him and our growing perception of him?
What we understand from Bhagavad Gita very clearly, that Krishna says he is not visible to us. So Nahat Prakasaga Sarvasya Yogamaya Samapritagam. So that's what Krishna says, that I am not visible to everyone because I am covered by my internal potential. So Krishna is completely spiritual. Of course, maybe 5,000 plus years ago, at that point of time, if we are here, maybe we can see Krishna. At that time he was there in human form here. But right now, Krishna is here as super soul in our heart, and Krishna is there everywhere in his universal form. So Krishna is able to see us. Krishna is there everywhere. But for us to see Krishna, so there is nothing wrong in desiring that, but we have to understand very well. We should be able to, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we'll be able to feel Krishna's presence, because a lot of things in our life, everything is going, Krishna himself is planning very well. So we can see Krishna's mercy. In the form of Krishna's mercy, we can see everything. For example, ourselves enjoying this every day, this studying this Bhagavad Gita itself is Krishna's causeless mercy, because this is such a very unique thing which is happening, that we are able to study and get connected with Krishna from wherever we are able to listen to Krishna. So in our life also, we will be able to see how Krishna is solving all our problems. So that way, the more we get ourselves dedicated unto Krishna, like surrender unto Krishna, especially we render devotional service, especially by spreading his message. So we will be able to feel Krishna's presence in our life. There is no doubt about it, Mataji. So that way we can see Krishna actually through his mercy, actually, through his causeless. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. I always mean to ask that question whenever we get to these verses, and I never do. But I just wasn't quite sure how to interpret that. But yeah, what you're saying helps a lot. Thank you so much.
Yes. Now we understand it clearly, correct, Mataji. We will be able to feel Krishna's presence in our life every day, every moment. How he is helping us, how he is serving us through his mercy. We can see Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
And the other question I had was when you were talking earlier about how important it is to be able to identify, devotees, and bring the message to them. I was wondering if there are key things to look for to be able to identify
Very
the right
important
people.
question you just now asked, Mataji. It's very important for all of us. Actually, we can just tell them that we are studying Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Like anyone who is interested will come to us. So that way, whomever we know, at least whom we know very close, we can tell them we are studying Bhagavad Gita. Why don't you join? We are studying this Bhagavad Gita. So that is the way. Once we start doing that, Krishna is there in our heart as the super soul, and Krishna will connect us with the devotees, because we cannot make someone as a devotee by teaching them Bhagavad Gita. They have to be devotees to study and understand this Bhagavad Gita. That's what is very important.
Right.
So that way, if we desire to do that, then one thing I have noticed, all of us can notice, that anything we want to do it for Krishna, Krishna will make that happen. That's very important.
Okay, so if
yes, Mother.
Yeah, so if in our hearts we really ask him to engage us in that service, he'll bring them. He'll bring them.
Yes, that's what will happen.
Okay.
Krishna will make sure. So, for example, in US, there are like 350 million, correct? Something like that. The population. I don't know how much it is, around that range. So definitely there are 350,000 devotees. So we have to identify. There's so many of devotees around us. So it's not a small number. So we want to do that, then Krishna will make that happen. How Srila Prabhupada was able to do. So we have to just depend on Krishna, then Krishna will make that happen, Mataji. Everywhere. So we can identify. There is no doubt, Mataji. That's what we are supposed to now do it in all of us. It's a very important question you asked. So now all of us have got such a great opportunity to please Krishna that we should be planning, aiming to do only that one only, nothing else. So that way, if our class strength grows bigger and bigger and more devotees come here, so that means we are going to enjoy much more. That means more service opportunities to please Krishna. Correct, Madan?
Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
It will happen. Krishna's mercy. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for asking very important questions. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you for the class, Guruji. And thank you for also explaining about how to see Krishna, how we can see Krishna in the work we do and in the sevas we do for him. Thank you. And thank you to Annie Pepper Mataji also for a good question.
Very important question. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you for the class, Guruji. We are waiting to see his universal form. More and more revealing.
More and more we are going to enjoy. Yes.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Kandula Tirupati Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Akshay Kumar Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mahendra Shukla Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे
Pranam.
कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा 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 हरे हरे। मोहम्मद नंदी सर, हरे कृष्ण।
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much for today's class. I am in driving, Guruji. Only
Yes.
listening.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. R.K. Goyal Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
This is a wonderful class, Guruji, and very wonderful questions have been asked by Mataji, and very nicely you have answered. It is always a great learning to listen to the questions and answers in this group. They
Yes,
at times they clarify the matter in a much better way. So thankful to Mataji for asking such beautiful questions, and thank you, of course, Guruji, for such wonderful explanations. I just wanted to feel about this, why this whole Mahabharata took place, because there were two parties. One was led by Duryodhana, whose counsel was Shakuni, who was always trying to pollute the mind of Duryodhana to provoke him to increase the enmity with his cousins. And on the other side, we had Kunti and his 5 sons. She was a devotee of Krishna. She was always following the advice of Krishna, and they were always trying to avoid the conflict, even at the cost of being on the receiving side. But still, this Mahabharata took place because it had become a moment of time inevitable.
Yes.
So unfortunately, we find that all those things are still there in this world. And again, the solution is only to follow the advice of Krishna. Then only we can be safe. So this is very relevant, Guruji, even today. This Bhagavad Gita is the solution ultimately.
Exactly.
So with the able guidance, under your able guidance, we are so fortunate we are getting this knowledge. So grateful to you, Guruji. Very nicely explained. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sunil Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Akshay Kumar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
So it was really a great session today, and I have
Yes,
understood. Thank you so much for your class, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Brinda Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class and the lovely questions and answers that we are hearing. Thank you, Guruji, for all your efforts. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sunil Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Dandavad Pranam Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare.
Pranam Guruji. Pranam Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Pranam. Pandiyapan Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So today's sloga is really interesting because today everybody is after AI, artificial intelligence, all over world is. That way, Krishna has created this artificial intelligence even so many thousands of years before. That we can understand from this chapter, this sloga itself. I thought I felt when I heard from you today's this thing. Okay, so thank you, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Pranam.
Pranam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji, for a wonderful class. It was a beautiful experience to listen you and the devotees' questions. And today's class, you have the beginning. You have beautifully said that our suffering in this life, in this life, is due to the sins committed in our past life and attachment, all that. And the only remedy is to eradicate these things, detachment and the love to Krishna. That is the mantra. Thank you, Guruji, for attachment to Krishna, and Gita Gyan will help us to go towards Goloka. Thank you, Guruji, for your wonderful class and wonderful listening from you. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Mohanan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you so much for the class, Guruji. Really wonderful class today, and really enjoy the class, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your effort, Guruji. That's what more important. And Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Aruna Devi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class, Prabhuji. We are very fortunate, Prabhuji, to listen Bhagavad Gita, Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga, Prabhuji.
Yes.
No question, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Lakshmi Sridhar Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Classless mercy of Krishna. We are studying Bhagavad Gita, the celestial song, the knowledge by which we can perceive ourselves. In this chapter, 11th chapter, we are studying the Krishna's universal form. Krishna teaches us very clearly. We have to need to give up all attachments, which attachments are a binding for us in this material world. Krishna guides us. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, Father, Mother, everything. We understand only we are not the body, we are the soul. We have to give up all attachments now itself, not at the time of death. Krishna is personal and impersonal. Both features has been explained. Arjuna asks, those who worship your unmanifested form, who is the most perfect in yoga? That's what Arjuna asks. Those who are always engaged in Krishna's service, understanding Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna is in both forms, Kshara and Akshara. He is a supreme personality. By studying Bhagavad Gita, we understand this. Then we can go to Goloka also. We need to render our devotional service only to Krishna. We don't commit sins, and because in this material world, everybody is forced to commit sins. Only by rendering devotional service to Krishna all the time, we can be free from all the sins. We should love Krishna, devote Krishna, devotional service to Krishna. We can conquer our enemy, the eternal enemy, lust. We have to focus, control our mind, focus on Krishna, depend on Krishna, surrendering unto Krishna. Then only we can conquer our eternal enemy, lust. Chanting Hare Krishna mantra, spreading Krishna's message, and offering prasad help us to control our mind. We have to keep control of our mind only by thinking about Krishna, by the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is giving us a great opportunity. The very important service what we have to do is to identify devotees who are 1 in 1,000. Then Krishna guarantees us to go to Krishna undoubtedly. In the last sloka, when Arjuna asked to show his universal form, Krishna is telling, "Oh Partha, behold my supreme form with hundreds of thousands of various forms, divine forms, shapes and colors, multicolored." Then in today's sloka, Krishna says, "See all the forms of sons of Aditi, Vasus, and forms of Rudras, Ashwini Devatas, and Marutas. Also, also many forms you have not yet seen earlier in the past. See all the wonders in my universal form. Very nicely explained. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sagar Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Manoranjan Sagar Prabhu. Prema Danvi Mataji, well, mic symbol is not showing. I'm not able to unmute you.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
ডাকিলে বলেছিল যে এক্সপ্লেন করলো ডাইরেক্ট কইলাম বলে
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
ainda a vez tem পাতলা হইলো পাতলা বড় লোক তো তো ভালো বিচার বলা হয়
Hare Krishna,
আপনি দুটো কথা দেখুনি আমার মাইন্ডটা ଗୋଟେ ଅଲଗା ଟାଇପର ଲୋକ ଦେଖିଲି ପୁରା ଗଞ୍ଜାମରେ
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sagar Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
हाँ ऐसा टिकट टिटूरू Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Really I was on the way. Tell really I was on the way. Sorry Guruji. And because I was with a friend, with a student going the way by bike, so I could not respond properly. So nice class. Ani Papa, Mataji, and all have a kind of intimate devotional spirit to be honest. So celestial, all tiny forms of God is manifested and unmanifested form, and you have to realize this. And this kind of contains Almighty and the Lord Krishna Himself reveals Himself. All powers contains in Him. You should realize and experience it. Really is a wonderful class, Guruji. Because of you, you are enjoying and you are in the process of the transcendental knowledge. And this is a very enlightening class. Very much you should enjoy it and avail this golden opportunity to attend this class. Really, Guruji, because of you, you should much Marutis, the Basush, the many forms, the multi-variegated and very Bibi Nana Vidhani Rupani. So this kind of the religions of
voice is completely broken. Hare Krishna, Manoranjan sir, Prabhu. Not able to hear you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. Satata Naman. Nice class. Can you hear us? Yes, really wonderful class, and really the many forms of God is Vibhav, Rupani, and Vividani, Maruta, and Vasu, and all different forms and very different forms. And you should realize that all the universal cosmic form, the Lord Krishna is the all powerful. They're all the parts of all the gods are parts of Him. We should realize that importance of Lord Krishna. Because of you, Guruji, we are enjoying this class and this transcendental journey we are getting regularly because of you, because costless mercy of Lord Krishna and you and Prabhupada, and we are joined this class and avail this gospel opportunity. And really, thank you, Guruji, Pranam Guruji. You are much more involved. You have to involve and spread the message of Gita to the people so that they can enjoy their divine life and they will have a better society to form. Thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. Satatanam.
Pranam. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We'll again. Tuesday, Hare Krishna.